go.
Hi,
everybody.
see?
Sorry, I got it that time.
Hello.
I had to wait. It had to
The
turn
camera's
blue.
not on though.
I pressed the. Oh no! Why isn't the camera
We're broken.
on? Why
It
isn't
didn't-
the
it
cam?
didn't- it didn't switch.
Oh!
It's 'cause it was hidden on that side.
Oh.
There we go. That's why.
Look, we're here! It's totally a real wall on a TV.
No, not that kind of do-do-do.
Yes?
You called.
You called?
Yes, I did. Welcome to the Barrel Roll
Post-credit
Post-Credit
show,
where we talk about movies and games and everything else in between.
Other assorted nerd stuff.
Things that we get caught up in.
She's excited.
She can be very excitable.
We've been watching a lot of stuff.
She's also very excited. There's lots of people here for me today.
There is. I'm Nick.
I'm Tony.
I'm Chris.
I'm Ross.
Welcome, gentlemen. Who wants to get this show on the road?
I wasn't here last week. I'm trying to.
Hey.
Okay.
Hey. I'm very easy. I'm simple this week.
I got.
Me too.
I got.
HQ trivia. That's all I've been doing.
I got Thimbleweed Park.
Yes,
my
you
Switch.
did. Yes, you did.
Old school adventure game. Very they did the
Adventure
pixelated
Island.
graphic type stuff.
Monkey
like,
Island.
Monkey Island, those kind of things.
It's actually made by the same developer.
A lot of in-game jokes, so it was actually really funny. Like you'd pick up a broken ketchup bottle, and the character looks and goes, "If this were a different adventure game made by LucasArts, you'd be dead right now."
I still like the toilet paper thing in that game.
Yeah, so
the toilet paper is the best.
There's a button you
Easter
can
egg.
press to make the toilet paper either over or under.
So
Okay.
right or wrong.
Right or wrong.
Yeah. You know what? Under actually makes sense sometimes.
If you own cats.
Correct.
My cats are not crazy, so I can do it the right way.
Usually my cats are fine, but every once in a while they'll decide that they want to play with the toilet paper roll, and then it has to.
Oh,
get turned around.
I've scarred my cats to the washroom because that's where they get bathed. So they just don't go in there.
That's fair.
So that game, and the lovely part is right off the bat, it tells you like you can't get stuck. So you can't use an item and not get it back somehow. Like, we're not going to leave you at a dead end and not tell you that you've reached a dead end.
It's very linear.
I only
but it's
saw...
proper linear.
Linear to a point. You still have to solve the puzzles.
Oh, yes,
If
absolutely.
you can't solve the puzzles, you know that there is a puzzle to solve, and you're like,
Help.
best part is, find a phone, call 4468, HINT, and you get into a hint line.
Ah.
And the beautiful part about the hint line is it's like, what do you want to hint on? And you're like, the hotel. And it's like, all right, this character can do something in the hotel. And you're like, okay, I know that already. And it's so you can click a button and it goes like, I know, what else you got for me? And it goes more in depth and more in depth. So the hint line pretty much goes all the way until it's like, moron, go to room 6 and do this. And you're like,
Oh, I'm a moron.
But it doesn't just give you it doesn't just, you call the hint line and it goes, go to room 6. It tries to lead you there slowly.
There's a
So
sense
that you
of-
get it actually is a hint. It's not
It's
just
a-
telling you outright until you hit the point where it's like, I need you to tell me.
Yeah,
There's
it's
a
you're at the
sense
point
of
where I'm
narrative.
like, I have searched every room in this hotel and I don't know what to do, and you have to turn on like one specific lamp or something like that. You
There's
go,
a lot of narrative in that game, and it's all voiced too. Which
All
is the
voiced.
crazy part about it.
So you start as 2 FBI agents investigating a death in Thimbleweed Park, population 80. So it's a very small town.
Yeah.
You get to play as those 2 and then proceed to play as, I'm trying to think now, 3 different other characters that you unlock throughout the thing, and you can switch between them at any time. So you'll get an item as one person, and you might have to get that item to someone else to do something else with it, and all the way through. So you have to use all the people to solve all the puzzles, and then it just goes deeper and deeper. So it starts off kind of X-Files, Mulder and Scully doing a thing, and then just branches off into crazy stuff. So it's fun, and it's challenging. Like, there were parts where I'm like, okay.
You're making that face.
Well, yeah, you're going, I found murder weapon.
Yeah.
And in this town, this guy's invented these machines called the something Tron 3000. So one of them is the Blood Tron 3000. So if you get blood off of this thing, you put it in the machine, it can compare blood from that to another sample of blood. So it's like, well, now you need blood from the dead guy. And I'm like, okay. So you go to the dead body and you're just like, use item, try and click, use item, try and click, use item, try and click, nothing's working. And then so you call the hint line, and it's like, you need something to absorb blood. And I'm like,
Sponge?
Right? So now you're sitting there going, okay, and it's like,
Cloth.
you have been to the place you can find this item. And I'm like... And the best part is that everything, being that pixelated graphic, nothing stands out as a clue a lot of the time.
Okay.
It's not.
So it looks like you walk into a room and you're like, you can literally press take and just start clicking on everything, hoping that your character's like, yeah, why not? Let's just start carrying everything.
There's no backpack
Bottle on the
limit.
side of the road? Great! Like...
There's no backpack limit, is there?
No.
So yeah, just pick
I
everything
thought there
up.
was because there's only 8 squares, but then all of a sudden the arrow appears, so you can just keep going and
So
going.
it's like a
and going.
hotkey. Or
Which is
expand-
delightful, but all of a sudden, so I'm calling the hint line, and one of the FBI agents has a cell phone from the 80s, like the Giganto ones. You can call, as long as you're not underground or here or there, you can use it to call for hints. So I'd switch back to her, call for another hint, and I'm like, how do you solve up what? And it's like, you need something really absorbent that you'd normally use for, like, wiping something. And I'm like,
Everything?
okay,
Cloth?
okay,
Shirt?
okay. And they're like, toilet paper. And I'm like, the hell do I find toilet paper? And they're like, you've been to the bathroom beside, like, the Quickie Mart thing? And it's like, oh, yeah!
It's
Thanks,
not-
game. And you get that last clue, and you're like, God, I'm an idiot. So go pick up toilet paper. Then you pick up the toilet paper, go to the dead body, put the toilet paper in the dead body to soak up a bunch of blood. But now it's a wet sample, and you need a dry sample.
So do you go back to the hand dryer in the bathroom?
You would think that would wreck the DNA, but no.
No. So
Whatever video games.
Science.
yeah,
Science.
so it is. It's a cool game like that where it's a lot of weird interactive junk.
It's
and
very retroactive.
You get lost a lot of the time, but the fact that you know you haven't gotten stuck is the part that you're like, there is a solution somewhere in this town. I will find it. So you have like one person going everywhere. It's like, I will go to the cemetery and walk through the entire cemetery and walk all the way back. And then I learned how to fast travel, so that got a little bit better. But so yeah, no, it's a good game.
I definitely, it's on my next to buy list.
And
after.
it's a indie game, so it's not a fortune.
And it's on everything.
It's
too,
on
so-
everything.
So if you have Steam or PS4 or
Yeah.
something like that, yeah, you can play it on there.
Fun little game, and perfect for the Switch, just being
Oh yeah.
on there. Hold on, let's Netflix this up so I know what I've actually been watching.
Come on, you're not prepared?
Sorry.
Netflix is really easy. It's just Full Metal.
I figured.
No.
That's a
Oh,
good show.
The Good Place. All caught up on that.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch this week's episode, but
Oh, it's-
last week's
pretty
was,
good,
was still good.
Pretty good. You want to show?
Not
me
gonna
the morals?
not gonna lie, that shows every time I watch that episode or I watch a new episode, it's like this is gonna be wildly different than the next, isn't it? And it is wildly different than the last.
Yeah, they do a good job of that.
Last season was not quite much like that, but this season is very much like that.
Yeah, they jumped into it. This morning, I watched A Futile and Stupid Gesture, which is about the life of Doug Kenny,
Who's
who
that?
wrote Animal House
Oh,
and created National Lampoon,
oh,
and also wrote
Is it like
Caddyshack.
it's like a
Okay.
Netflix. It's not Netflix, but it's like a
It's a
documentary.
Netflix original show. It is a show, so
Okay.
it's a mock documentary type
Documentary.
thing. Joel McHale plays Chevy Chase. Because National Lampoon,
Let's just think about how crazy that is for a second.
okay, to be fair, he doesn't do a very good Chevy Chase.
Okay.
There's parts where he does, and there's parts where he doesn't. But the whole point of National Lampoons is it was a Harvard magazine. Two of the guys who worked there decided they were going to turn it into a real magazine. So it was the Harvard Lampoon. They created the National Lampoon magazine. So it was almost, think, Mad Magazine, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
these guys doing it. They brought in all sorts of writers that, you would know from comedy sketches and all sorts of stuff nowadays. And at one point they started a radio show, which is where they got Bill Murray, Gilda Radner, John Belushi, Chevy Chase. And if any of those names ring a bell to anybody who doesn't know National Lampoons, you might know them from Saturday Night Live. Because Lorne Michaels scalped according to this movie, of course, scalped all of the people from National Lampoon to pretty much be on SNL. And because this Doug Kenny guy took a break from writing, he just disappeared for like a few months, and his business partner kept things rolling. They came back, and apparently they had been offered a TV show. The National Lampoon TV show was actually pitched before Saturday Night Live. But the guy who ran the magazine turned it down because they were too busy. And this guy's like, then we're doing a movie.
That's not
If we
gonna
can't
take
do
up time.
TV,
Yeah.
because he wanted to show up Lorne Michaels, he's like, then we're going to do a movie. So they ended up doing Animal House. which became a gigantic hit. And then his next movie was Caddyshack. And that was honestly, it wasn't when it first came out, though, because it came out against Airplane.
Fair enough.
So
Full disclosure, I don't think I've watched Caddyshack.
It's good. Seriously, dude.
I also haven't, or seen Animal House, or seen Airplane.
I've seen Airplane.
I haven't seen Airplane.
See? I'm not the only broken one here, all right?
No.
I'm not
You're
the
worse.
I'm not the
You haven't seen...
You haven't seen Die Hard.
Yes. You haven't seen...
working
Die Hard.
on it.
That's okay. I can outworse everyone here. I still haven't seen either of the original Ghostbusters movies.
I have those on my Google Play.
That is
Have you seen the new one?
That's
No,
definitely-
I haven't.
Well, that's not
I
too
technically haven't
You
seen
all
any
hurt my head.
Ghostbusters movies.
Okay, walking blockbuster.
But
all
only
hurt
two
my
of the
head.
three are important.
Speaking of Ghostbusters, guess who else worked for National Lampoon? Harold Ramis, all those guys. Like,
Yeah.
it's hilarious how many, and that's the funny part about this is you have another actor playing Doug Kenny, who's the narrator, like the narration device, and like Joel McHale shows up, and so it's like Chevy Chase, and he's like, "Hey, I know none of these people actually look like who they're supposed to look like, but give us a break here, like, you know." And you're going, I cannot fault you anymore, because the guy who's playing Bill Murray.
Not even a little.
Not even slightly Bill Murray. At least the guy who's John Belushi kind of looks John Belushi-ish. Like, you get that. Gilda Radner at one point, she's got the voice down, so you're like, okay. And Joel McHale, when he's in the bell-bottoms, the white bell-bottoms, and the golf shirt and the hat from Caddyshack, he looks like Chevy Chase. Like, he could pull that part off.
Okay.
When he was just Chevy, didn't quite work. So either way, this is the story of the guy who started National Lampoon, which obviously is still going. We have, the vacation movies, Van Wilder, all of that stuff, which is still under the National Lampoon
I'm
brand.
trying to think what the last movie they did.
Can't help you.
It might have been straight to
Just a
DVD.
Vacation?
I was going to say vacation.
They might do other straight to DVDs, right?
But I don't think they had National Lampoon in front of it.
They didn't put National Lampoon on top of that vacation movie because it's a whole new vacation, as they
not a reboot.
clearly point out in Vacation.
Yes.
It's not a reboot.
I know.
It's Rusty.
I know.
He's still in there.
I know.
It's Rusty Griswold taking his kids across the country.
I was so shocked to rewatch National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation this Christmas.
Yep.
And see that Rusty was played by the dude from
Big Bang Theory?
Big Bang Theory. I was like, what?
Only in that movie.
Yeah.
Then you watch. I always loved that about the vacation movies. Is Audrey and Russ always changed age and height and like other than gender and name? That is the only thing that never changed between the two of them. And now Ed Helms is Rusty in the new Vacation movie. So I honestly hope they do another one of those because they actually nailed the feel of Vacation.
Dumb comedy. Oh yeah.
But that was the thing about National Lampoon, and that's what got this, made this movie kind of go, was it was smart, dumb comedy.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just, I don't know.
It wasn't
It felt like those old vacation movies.
It wasn't just like formulaic slapstick cheap laughs kind of thing. There was actually some effort behind it.
Like, that's the thing. If you watch a Mel Brooks film, he has rules, he has guidelines, he has a reason for everything he does. It's not just, oh, if I make someone fall down here and hurt themselves, it'll be funny.
Yeah. It's not the low common denominator of guy gets hit in crotch with football.
Right. And you can get those, but they're timed, and you go, that was a good crotch, that was a well-deserved crotch hit. Kudos, sir. So that was the thing. So this movie was a little bit funny, and I mean, they did a lot of cocaine.
Probably.
Really?
From Chevy Chase to, all the I'm not sure if I'm pretty sure Chevy Chase's lawyers will be on top of this, but obviously, the one person who didn't do a lot of cocaine, John Belushi, who died of a drug overdose. So, you're
Maybe
sitting
that's
there...
why.
Maybe they were trying to be nice, but Will Forte plays the main guy. This thing is filled with comic people.
Hello.
So.
Cake. Hi, Cake.
Yes, we have cake.
Yes.
Right there.
Hi. Call me Sisu. It's Sisu.
Sisu.
It is a coffee cake.
It is a coffee cake. So either way, that I watched. We watched Bad Moms Christmas.
Is that out on the DVD?
It's out on the digital at least. So.
I know Thor's out on the digital.
Well, and see, here's the thing. Thor I can get because Disney, when I get the Blu-ray, the digital copy goes to my Google Play, which is fine. My wife and I have now started looking at, if we buy the DVD, because we do like having the physical thing.
Yeah.
But if we get the digital copy, does it go to Google Play or does it force us to do one of the other services that we can't stand?
Usually Marvel and Disney's pretty good.
Well, Disney and Marvel will do
everything
they possibly can.
Yeah.
But if it's a Sony released film, they're going straight to Ultraviolet and that's it because that's their service. Yeah. So it's like I'm like I don't want to use Ultraviolet because then I have to connect my Ultraviolet to.
Hello.
Oh, thank you.
It's not a dancing.
No, I got rid of it, but the white background's gone, so we can't read it anymore.
Yeah. Thanks for the follow, whomever that was.
So we looked, and it was an Ultraviolet release only thing. So
really,
my
for
wife was for
Spider-Man. Oh, Bad Moms. Okay.
Come on now. Spider-Man was.
Yes.
Spider-Man is on my Ultraviolet. It is not on my Google Play Store.
See, I'm very much on the mind of like getting those as well, but I'm holding up for the collection, like phase collection stuff for the Marvel movies.
See, and for us, because all of our TVs are attached to either Chromecasts or this or that or anything, for us to watch a movie, we just go, movie starts.
Mm-hmm.
So, my wife yesterday, I'm like, I'm surprised you haven't bought Bad Moms 2 yet, and she's like, it's out. So that's what we watched last night.
5 seconds later, purchased
it.
Was
2?
Bad Moms 2. So a Bad Moms
There's no number behind
Christmas.
It's just Christmas, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a Bad Moms Christmas.
Speaking of movies, or TV shows, is Brooklyn Nine-Nine on a break right now?
Yes.
Okay.
A long-term hiatus.
Is that a technical term for we're not sure if we're on air anymore?
They have the episodes.
Okay.
They are filmed.
Yes.
Or they have the contract and everything to finish the season. We're just not sure when we're going to get the end of the season.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
And that doesn't bode well for the next season, but...
No, it does not. Also, Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee is what I ended up streaming a junk ton of this.
I should try that out. I feel like I would really enjoy that.
Jerry Seinfeld, and the whole premise to the show was he wanted to talk to comedians about what makes comedy to them.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets a fancy car, or he gets a car that matches the personality of the person.
Yeah.
They drive. There's webcams set up there. There's cameras set up in the car. There's a car in front of them, car behind them following them. They get to a coffee place. They have food, coffee, and just talk. So 20 minutes of Jerry Seinfeld pretty much asking comedians, like, you know, did you always want to be a comedian? What makes you laugh? Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And again, it goes from everywhere where he's talking to one guy, and this guy lives across the street from Mel Brooks because they've been friends forever. And it's the one episode I love because the guy calls Jerry after, like, mid-episode and goes, well, like, Mel and I are having Jeopardy night. You want to come? And Jerry's like, yeah, I'll bring sandwiches. Like, what do you guys want? And it's like, oh, Mel will take this, I'll take this, da-da-da. So Jerry shows up with soup, sandwiches, all this stuff. And there's Mel Brooks sitting in, like, a hoodie and jeans with a tray table in front of him. And they've got him mic'd up because of the show.
Yeah.
And they're just talking about, you know, whatever. And you're going, this is perfect. And there's certain episodes that are
super
like...
casual.
It's very casual, and which is the nice part. The only part, some of the episodes, is you get a comedian, and you're like, I don't know who you are,
but I think
within
within that comedian network, though, they probably know each other very well.
There's one, he did one with a YouTube star, and I had no idea who she was, but she was annoying as crap, so I just skipped her
probably
episode.
Justine.
Could have been.
She's very annoying.
But that's what I mean. Like, so he does cover a wide coverage of people. Him and Chris Rock were pretty funny because they get pulled over. And Chris Rock gets really nervous. It's pretty.
Of course he would.
Him and Jimmy Fallon was another good episode. Like, Jimmy Fallon, I'm 50-50 with all the time. But they couldn't get the car started because there are all these classic cars.
Mm-hmm.
So every once in a while there's car problem. Finally gets it going, and these two old ladies were trying to, like, talk him through it the whole time. And Jerry's like, he's like, it's a good thing you were with me. Because he's like, I would have said something. And Jimmy's like, don't you hate people like that? And you're like, you guys can't say, you're celebrities. You can't say something like that about people. He even went out with another comedian. This person comes up and starts talking to them. And they're surrounded by cameras.
Yeah.
Like, I'd sit there and go, like, Jerry Seinfeld, there's camera. Like, oh, cool. I would not have the audacity to, like, go up and be like, Jerry!
Yeah.
How you doing? And he, you know, so this person does that and they're talking. He goes, well, it was very nice meeting you. And they walk off. He looks at the guy. See how I say meeting you? That means go away. If I say it was nice to meet you, that means they can stay and keep talking. So it's just, and then he interviews Larry David at one point, which is good because they did Seinfeld together. So it's pretty much the two of them just observing life around them as they're drinking coffee and all of this crap. So
Okay.
It's a cool show if you're into comedy and that kind of jazz. And the nice part is all of the episodes on Netflix because this was on.
It was on the network at one point, wasn't it?
It wasn't Crave. It was whatever Sony's network is. Was that Crave?
I think so.
Oh,
Yeah.
It was Crave.
So either way, it was on Crave before, and then their contract ran out, and Jerry switched over to Netflix because Netflix is like, have a bundle of money. So he's shooting more episodes, but they put all the old episodes on, and all the episodes are literally Jerry and.
Okay.
So if you just want to go through the list, and it's like,
Just-
oh, I like this guy.
I like this
click.
comedian.
Yeah.
I'll watch that one. Give it a go.
The Louis C.K. episode was gone at the beginning when they first released it. It mysteriously found its way back.
Oh, of course it did.
I looked through the episode list and I was kind of surprised they still have his on there.
It was gone, and everybody on the internet was like,
This is this.
well, and the Tina Fey episode talks about Louis C.K.
Yeah.
and the Chris Rock episode talks about Louis C.K. and like there's a bunch of them.
Mhm.
And then people online were like, well, come on, it's an interview. Like, can we not have it? It's still a thing.
Yeah.
So they didn't make an announcement. They didn't do anything fancy. They just silently
Snuck it back
slipped it back into the rotation of stuff. So.
Yeah.
So it's a cool episode. It's a cool show to watch, that kind of stuff. And then the other one thing that made me giggle while I was watching it was he was talking about his Mount Rushmore of comedians, like stand-up comedians. And he's like Richard Pryor and George Carlin and this guy. And his last one, he's like, and Bill Cosby. And I'm like, ooh.
Maybe not.
Because that was before all of that stuff started
kinda
happening
topical.
too. Yeah, and you're just like, ooh. Either way, so that's that. I got Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on my Switch because it went on sale.
I'm not super sold on it.
If you get into actually like all how the combos and stuff work,
Yeah, I get the where the mechanics are.
Yeah.
I think there's where it's not a game, and you're kind of wandering around that map.
The map's the worst part.
It throws me off. I'm not having a good time with that.
The overworld-
when I'm fighting, it's a cool game.
The overworld's the worst part. If you just stick inside the one time zone and just go through the story, you're
And I think the worst part about it is like, look at everyone's flying around you. You can't right now. Haha.
no. I just play in this.
They super like get you in the side. It was like you are not high level enough to fly yet. You
Challenge
can't.
accepted.
But you need to be like, I don't know, mid game before you can start having your own cloud.
Yeah, I get that. So that's what I mean. Like I find it good.
You are almost completely off the screen.
Now you're off the screen.
Yeah, there you
Goodbye. Goodbye.
Sorry, I was doing it the wrong way.
Is there multiplayer in that game?
Yes,
We should do it.
we could.
Yeah, we should do it. At least we'll have more fun with it.
Now the problem is you. So there's online stuff.
Yeah.
And there's also single like 2v2 fighting.
Yeah.
But you only get characters you've fought so far. So at the beginning of the game, it's like Goku, Kid Gohan, Krillin, Piccolo,
Yay.
fight. And you're like, but hey, what? Oh, here have Raditz and Nappa, and you're like, oh, good.
I don't want those guys.
That's who I wanted.
Vegeta.
He comes after you. Have
Vegeta-
to get past
Vegeta's
Nappa
the
and
best
Raditz
character.
to get to. I know. Now the cool part is you can actually select one of the heroes to be like your mentor.
Yeah, that threw me off. I wasn't sure how that works.
I picked Piccolo
I think I picked Piccolo too.
because Piccolo's badass.
Piccolo.
Piccolo?
Piccolo.
Yep.
Piccolo
Is
the
also
Piccolo.
the mentor character.
The Namekin.
Well, he
In the
was.
show.
And in all honesty, so if you pick that character, they can train you. They teach you all of their moves. The higher level you get, the more moves they'll teach you. So now I have his
Charge
Oh,
me.
in that case, I would want Goku.
No, that's the best.
Goku's not available as a teacher, probably for very specific reasons.
If he's teaching me things.
Kamehameha times a bajillion.
You're a bum.
Yeah. But either way, all of a sudden, the more you play, more characters get unlocked as these people. So they're like, there's a new instructor available, and I went and searched for all of them. So one of them was, again, Tien.
No.
And I'm like,
No one's.
no thank you, guy with like the third eye thing. I'm going, why are you even here? Go away.
People like all those characters.
They do. There's
so-
and I mean, there's fans for everything. But I'm like, go away. And all of a sudden, I went up and on top of a hill, Vegeta's standing there, all like Vegeta. And I'm like, yee! Vegeta mentor, because you can actually change off.
Yep, you can change. You can swap between.
So I finished with Piccolo, and I'm like, Vegeta, you are now my master. Because I made a Saiyan character. So
I made a Frieza character.
I want to go Super Saiyan.
That's okay. A Frieza character. You can make okay. So to start this game off, you actually make your own character, and so what you can go Super Saiyan, you can go Namekin, you can go Boo, but you can make a Frieza race, which still throws me off.
They're a race.
But Frieza is a character name.
Yeah.
I know, but that's because they've never named.
And I asked my Dragon Ball Z fan friend about that, and he goes, "Oh yeah, that's a thing. We don't ask questions about it." I'm like,
No.
but that makes no sense.
Again, Freezer's brother's name is Cooler, so really,
Yes.
King, and his dad is King Cold.
I know.
Yeah.
Frieza,
But his
Cooler,
name is
King
but the
Cold.
race of the name is Frieza.
Frieza, yeah, the Frieza.
So dumb.
Because they were the Frieza was the first person they saw.
Yes.
So there's like, no, it's
The
the Frieza race.
The Frieza race.
It's that whole North American
I get the
mix-up
boot-
again, naming Canada after like a tiny village.
Yep. Canada.
Canada. Thanks, 1 minute history things from.
I don't even remember where I learned that.
I bet you it was on the CBC in
Was it
1
that-
minute in
guaranteed.
Was
Canada.
it that history, time and history thing?
What do you call this place? Canada. And since then, Canada was known. And then the loon at the end. And then either way, so no, I'm having fun with that
okay.
game. I also got Doom on the Switch. I've made it through half the first level.
I still think I would enjoy playing that on the PC more, just for the way it runs.
Now, because I have it on my PC.
Yeah.
Keyboard and mouse, no beating that for a first-person shooter. But the fact that I have Doom and
portable.
I was sitting in the break room playing Doom
Yes.
School.
at school.
I don't know. I think I would definitely notice the drop between 30 and 60 for that
You
game.
do.
I would totally know it.
You really, because
I've played both. I've noticed it.
the way it's built, like I noticed nothing, so it's fine by me. Shoot, pew, 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 hit
Right.
button, punch things, do
Yeah,
that. There
like-
are motion controls built in, but I'd never actually detach my Joy-Cons to find out. Same with DBZ, like in the Dragon Ball Xenoverse
Yeah,
game,
okay, so
there's-
I couldn't get any of those motion controls to work.
I didn't even try.
I
They're
was
like,
swipe-
here's the tutorial for
I was-
motion controls.
I
You
was
have to
swiping my
finish-
arm like a crazy person.
Oh,
when I
they're
was
like, you
playing
have
that.
to finish this tutorial to keep going. And I'm like, but I don't want to use motion controls. They're like, you can still finish this tutorial without motion controls. And I'm like, I'm going to do that.
I gave motion controls a shot. It was silly.
Again, I'm playing handheld. Like, I'm sitting there with the thing above my head going, if I detach these, the screen's on my face. This does not work.
I know there's some
wish that was an option for Wii's Ultimate Alliance 1. Play
Yes.
the game without the motion controls. I don't know. I'll just do this move a bunch. I'm winning!
Cooking Mama.
Yeah.
Cooking Mama needs to be on the Switch.
That is the nice part about the Switch, though, is that at least the motion controls, Nintendo has slowly but surely gotten those down.
Yeah,
It's up
fa-
to the video game publishers, so like the DBZ guys, to make the game work
Yeah.
with them.
And I will say it's not great.
That's not surprising.
It's not great.
That's not surprising. Because like ARMS is a good game. This is a
As a motion controller
motion
game?
control game.
It's just the rest of that game is also.
Well, there's nothing to it. So, and that is my complaint with Dragon Ball is the
I don't feel the connection to the rest of the Dragon Ball games, or the Dragon Ball like verse. I guess.
I get
The
that
story.
because if you go into
I get the
just
story, but-
one, if you just do the story, you're okay. It's the rest of the village that they give you a world hub to traverse.
So the big
And-
story behind Xenoverse, I'm not sure what Xenoverse 1 is, but Xenoverse 2 is that you are part of the Time Patrol.
It's the same story in both games.
Is it really? That's dumb. So you're basically correcting moments in Dragon Ball history. There's some evil force or someone changing the timelines, and you are there to correct
Oh, sorry,
it.
Xenoverse 1, they're sending different people back in time.
Okay.
So there's always these two big, powerful beings that are sending random people back in time to screw up the timeline. So
You're the Time Force, or is it the Time Police?
time patrol.
Time Patrol.
And
Trunks.
Trunks is in charge of it. But essentially, you end up going back to the first fight with, like, Nappa and Raditz and those guys on Earth. And instead of Vegeta becoming the giant monkey, it's him and Nappa that both become giant monkeys.
It's super.
And then
And then you have to fight off the monkeys, chop off, like, pretty much beat the living junk out of Nappa, cut off,
their tails.
no, just Vegeta's tail, and then keep going.
I
Hive aggressive.
Mm.
I'm just gonna say it as it is.
Hello. Either way, so that good game. I'm having fun with it.
Pass. It's passable for me, at best.
Planet Coaster I've started playing again because I finally got inspiration for a park.
I saw you post that.
Yes, I'm going to slowly build Banff as a theme park.
Okay.
Bold.
Is this like a new version of Roller Coaster Tycoon?
The guys who did Roller Coaster Tycoon 3 have a game called Planet Coaster.
Okay.
So yeah, you build a theme park and
It's oddly.
proceed.
It's all oddly similar.
Except
without the name.
Except Planet Coaster, the whole point is everything is customizable.
Okay.
Like everything. So to build a shop, you can just plunk down a milkshake shop,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll run. So if you just want to run the game as a management game, go for it. But if you want your milkshake shop to look like a ski chalet, go nuts.
Okay.
So you can make that happen. So right now I'm in the middle of building the Banff Springs Hotel as my like centerpiece castle for the middle of my theme park. And I'm doing it in scenario mode because they finally released scenario builder mode. Because the problem was is all of the pieces obviously cost money.
Yeah.
And they don't give you enough money to build things. So at the beginning of the game, to make money, you'd build a path, connect like a merry-go-round,
Yeah.
connect a small little roller coaster that you'd have to take a loan out to build, which
Yeah.
I'm fine with. I get. Take out loan, build business, pay back everything. But then you'd have to destroy everything to actually build a park properly because you couldn't actually build...
Hello.
you couldn't actually build the pathways without spending money. So by the time I had my pathways done, I had no cash left.
Yeah.
So this time I'm like, the scenario editor, you can build
No,
for
no
free
bites.
and then put the game into a regular, the regular game where you can do the management stuff after. So I'm building the buildings and the pathways,
And then you just slap it
but
in.
none of the rides. So I'm still going to have to pay for the rides.
Hey,
I'm still going to have to pay
no
for the
bites.
buildings the rides go in and all that stuff. But all of the
Sit.
bigger chunks of stuff, I'm going to pretend in the game, and I'm going to see if I can set it so I start with a negative amount of money or I start with a loan. That way it'll be like, I took out a loan. I built a park, and now I have to work my way back up.
Okay.
So I'm going to see if I can pull it that way and just play the game that way. Because sandbox mode, everything's free. Not fun.
Mm-hmm.
Because your park can completely screw up, and there's nothing you can do about it. If I keep walking back and forth, someone will pay attention to me. Sit.
Sit. Sit.
Pancake, sit.
Okay.
Sit down. Thank you. So yeah, I'm building most of it 1st, and then I can experiment as I have no money or I have unlimited money, and then go into a game where I have, a limited amount of funds and that kind of stuff. So, because I do want to see how the thing turns out, but it sucks to build a whole park and have no challenge.
Mhm.
And it also sucks to not really be able to build the park you want to build because the challenge is too extreme and there's no way of changing the parameters of how you start the game.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be different if I could set how much money I start with or something like that.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I'm playing this one right now. So yeah, that's my
See what
inspiration.
happens.
The forest, Brian and I are playing. We're on the 3rd story of our mansion that we're building out of logs. So the mansion is the forest, you crash down in a plane.
Mm-hmm.
First person survival game, so you have to eat, drink. So
I think you told me about this
Yeah.
one, actually.
thanks.
Yes.
Either way, Brian and I, because we have tried this game countless times, they've updated it a bunch, and we're like, let's jump back in, but we'll start fresh. So we did. So we built a tiny little base, and we're like, this is the best base we have built. And it's like, Brian, let's go bigger. So we now have a mansion. We're in the process of we've finished the 2nd floor. We are now installing the elevator
Yeah.
Yep.
because every good mansion should have an elevator.
Yeah.
So that is going in.
You need a little train system in your mind.
There's no train system yet.
Yet.
But either way, because Brian, and I mean,
cart
this was the best
system.
part about his character. Zap them so hard that they just don't. Oh, there we go.
Hey, sound.
Sound.
The Forest Mansion
Yes,
elevator.
he lost all of his stuff, so we had to go back because there's a katana weapon, which
Yeah.
we went and got them. So we walked all the way back because we marked where everything was.
Okay.
So we marked where the katana was, went back down into the cave, fought off all the bad guys, got him his katana, and then I'm like, you know what? We're over here. I'm looking online. Like, yes, it's kind of cheating, but I don't care because there's other items you can find. So we went and we got the chainsaws.
Cut down more trees.
Oh, we are like
You've clear cut things.
we clear cut constantly around the base.
This is definitely live.
This is live,
Oh, yeah.
Lisa. 1992 on Twitch.
It's very
That's
specific.
Very
awesome.
specific.
1992.
Either way, so chainsaws. So yeah, Brian all of a sudden is like a cutting machine.
Nah. Does it take gas?
Yes,
Okay.
but we know where to find gas. We have marked off where to find gas. We have marked off
an unlimited supply of gas.
every time you restart the game, everything respawns.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah,
When you say restart the game, you mean just like reboot?
when we
into it?
reboot into our
Yeah.
thing, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it works out pretty good.
So you can you stash gasoline?
No, I don't think there's a place where we can stash gasoline yet.
Okay.
So it's not like we can just go and collect
Just-
it and keep putting it.
That might be dangerous. You might be accidentally set it
Well,
on
but we
fire.
do. So we have shelves with medication on it. We have shelves with protein bars. We have shelves with.
Hey, guys.
Hi, Lisa.
Hello.
We have shelves with soda pop, the protein bars. Molotov cocktails has its own shelf because there's an explosive rack. Drying racks for skins. Like we've built everything we possibly can, and that's why we're doing the mansion, because we're like, well, where will our bedrooms be? So our third floor is going to be the defense system place.
Okay.
We're going to build towers off of it and put catapults on those. Because you can build catapults.
Automated.
Can
catapults
you
or-
build ballistas?
No?
You should work on that.
Yes. And then the best part of our
You
base
could probably
is,
have some sort of like automated bow and arrow system at least, though.
the best part
Is
of
it
our
automated, or do you have to actually operate?
I'm sure you
the
could probably.
catapult.
Yeah.
We have to operate.
I thought you could make.
Edmonton, Alberta, Canada.
That is the place.
That's where we're from.
So the best part is Brian built all these traps that we couldn't see in the ground, and they're tripwires, and then a fence of spikes shoots up at you.
Okay, that's a pretty good trap.
So they're good traps. The problem is I couldn't see them, and only Brian really knew where they were because he knew where he built them. So I started building walls in between all the traps
Yeah.
with doors in
Yeah,
the
that
walls.
threw me off the first time I played the game with you.
Yeah,
guys.
because you see an open thing and you're like, okay, do.
And of course, as a player character, you don't get hurt.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, you do?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't get hurt.
I died multiple times thanks to Brian's traps, which is why I built walls.
What I'm hearing is his traps were very effective.
They are, and the worst part is every once in a while the cannibals they knew where the traps were because they're AI.
Okay.
And the longer you survive in the game, the smarter and the more aggressive they all get. So, ooh, good hockey
Sweet.
team.
You guys have lots of stuff down there.
So when I built the walls, all of a sudden the cannibals are like, well, to get in, there's this opening. So we're just skewering them left, right, and center. Like, we'll be building the mansion now, and all you hear is...
They only attack at night.
And no, they don't. They
That's-
attack all the time.
Oh, I've only experienced it
And then we
at night.
look out the windows, and there's like all these dead bodies on all of the things. And the best part about the trap is it actually makes a fence. So even once it's set off, they don't know where to go. So they just start running around to the base and then hitting the walls when they think they're close to us. And then we just shoot them with our bows and arrows from up top.
Until
we don't have
can you make
catapults
I was
yet.
gonna say, can you make guns yet?
No, we don't have catapults yet. The third floor is not finished.
But you need guns. You need like long arms.
But no, there's no.
Bow and arrow works.
There's actually guns in the game. We just have to find them.
Bow and arrows work.
So, but the bow and arrows work perfect. So, either way,
Or
that
a
and then last
crossbow.
night we played Deceit,
We've
and that's where I'll
got-
segue.
Yeah.
Deceit is a game.
We thought it was a cool. Hi,
Hey,
Lisa.
thanks,
for the-
Lisa.
thanks for the follow.
Your
Yeah,
name
you-
is kind of there because we're still working on the Streamlab stuff.
But we played Deceit last night.
Yes,
It is-
we did.
It is a 5-player multiplayer online not shooter, but
It is-
survival game.
Yes.
2 of the 5 survivors in your party are infected with a virus, but the other 3 people don't know that. And so the point of the game is to survive until the...
That's Ross.
That's Ross.
Ross.
Chris.
Tony.
Nick.
Yes.
Hope that answers your question.
Pancake.
That's one pancake.
Not his crotch, the dog.
No, that's, you can
Well,
see
that
the
way-
dog on the screen.
If that's what you call your... I have other questions. I have follow-up questions.
Blacktop. Ross.
That's Ross.
Hello.
Hello there. Yeah, so Deceit.
Yes.
5-player multiplayer game. The infected individuals have, what is it, like a monster transforming virus inside of them?
Yes.
So that when the lights dim out in, say, like the asylum level, they can transform into a monster, and it's up to the other 3 survivors to figure out who those 2 people are.
I thought there was 4 other people. So isn't it 6 people? 6 people.
It was a 6-player?
Six.
So the other 4 people to determine who the monsters are.
Yeah.
Because when the lights are on, there are blood packs that the infected need to consume to
Transform.
transform into that state. And so as a non-infected player, You have to see like, oh, I saw him drinking blood. That's totally him.
You stand by the blood packs and just watch.
Yeah. But the thing is, there's so many blood packs around the
run and
stage. When the lights are...
Chris.
That's Chris.
Chris.
Thanks for trying to learn the names, Lisa. That's awesome.
That's on the ball.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as a non-infected player, you have to basically get out of the level without dying.
Yeah.
Can you kill the infected?
You can.
Yeah, so that's the trick, is you have to figure out who they are.
And once you're pretty sure you can knock them out,
So Tony, if he knows it's me, shoots me,
knocks you out,
knocks me out, and he, with everybody else, because he hits the button to voice chat and goes,
this guy
kill Yoshi, kill Yoshi,
and then
everybody stab him, and they either stab or shoot
and
me
it's a vote to be killing that person, like literally out of the game.
out of the game. Now, you can trick people, because clearly you can tell them you're not infected, or
Right.
you
Well,
are
yeah.
infected, or this or
So if you're infected, you have the public voice chat, but then you have a specific infected voice chat.
Hello.
Hello. You have a special infected voice chat where you
Yep.
can be like, okay, we'll totally mess with those guys and say that that guy is infected or whatever, right?
So that's what. So
We-
finally,
so-
our first games, we were still on Discord,
So
and we had no idea what was going on. So we're like, "What's?" And then a guy was trying to kill me, and I was infected, and I wasn't saying
we
anything.
weren't sure what.
Well,
was
I
going
was.
on.
It's because you're infected.
No. We weren't sure how he.
How he figured it out.
I think
but
okay. So what I think happened was he overheard our Discord while we were playing with the microphones.
I didn't say I was infected though,
Oh, see, I don't know then.
because I wasn't telling you guys. I was gonna actually try and play the game,
So
unlike some people.
So voice chat is very big in this game.
Yeah, so either way, this guy starts killing me, and I'm like, it's not me. And then the next game, like, we started it up, and it's like, okay, guys, don't tell each other if you're infected or not, because that's
And it
not
doesn't-
the point of the game.
Right.
And that was before we knew that the infected people could chat amongst each other, and all of that stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
work when
Bri-
2 of the 3 of us are infected.
So all of a sudden, Brian's like, we start the game, he's like, oh, I'm infected!
Oh God, Brian!
And then we're
Alright.
sitting there for another 30 seconds pass, he goes, Tony, you're the other infected one!
Shut up! Thanks, Brian.
Well,
when two of the
that
3
went smoothly.
And then I'm sitting there going, what do I do now?
I'm
Like,
conflicted. Do I?
I'm sitting there literally going, do I
You kind of
Rat them out.
do I rat you guys out, or do I wait for one of you to screw up and then start?
Yeah.
Like, so it was like, I'll wait for you. I did. I waited for one of you guys to give yourself away.
I'm pretty sure it was Brian.
It was, because he ran in as a monster, and I followed him into the group because he was a monster, and the lights
Yeah.
came back on, and of course he transforms back into a human. And I'm like, and he's on the voice chat thing, why is someone shooting me? And I'm like, because you're clearly a monster. You just ran in as one.
It took us a while to figure out our groove.
So
and
then we're like, let's shut the voice chat on
our
like
Discord
off.
chat, because there's the specific button in
The
this
game to chat.
Chat,
So either way, we ended up as infected.
and that ended up much better.
And Brian saw me drinking blood, like, right off the bat. And before Brian could say anything, because he started trying to shoot me, so I shot him. And I got on the Discord thing, or not the Discord, the voice chat thing before anybody could say anything, and I'm like, Albino Moose is infected!
Okay, so this is the best part, because if you're an infected, you can see everyone else on the map.
Yeah.
Like as a silhouette in the dark.
Yeah, you know
so
where
you
they
can
are.
see where they are. And so, remember the part where they were chasing you down the stairs?
Yeah.
The 2 of them? They didn't see me in the corner because we were both infected at that time. I thought I could get away with shooting one of the guys in the back of the head. I didn't finish him off. And he was like, "Why are you shooting me?" I'm like, "I was trying to shoot at him."
Yeah, he lied. He was like, I was trying to shoot Yoshi, clearly trying to take Yoshi out with you guys.
Yeah,
But either way, so I'm like, Albino Moose is the one that's infected. Brian hops on, he's like, no, it's Yoshi. He hops on, and he's like, clearly Albino Moose.
Guys, it's him. Meanwhile, Brian's like, "No."
That was delicious.
And,
We won.
yes, we did. It was a sweeping victory.
Yeah.
I don't think they got past round 1.
I don't remember either way. I transformed into a monster at some point.
We
Eight
both
people.
both double teamed them. And
So the whole point to the game, if you're the other people, is to make it out of the map.
Yeah.
yeah, I think you get like 3 or 4 rounds. It's because it's very gated, where it's like you need to get to the next level or else you're gonna die. Ghost Adventures.
I don't know Ghost Adventure.
I've never heard of it.
No idea
unfortunately.
what
Is
that
it like
is.
Ghost Chasers from Supernatural?
Not quite. I think Ghost Chasers is pretty cool too, but I don't think it's that.
I've never
No,
seen
I've
Ghost
never heard of
Adventures.
it.
I watch the Food Network.
I watch Netflix.
Are they on the Food Network?
Netflix.
Is it on Netflix and YouTube?
Food Network. It's
I'm-
the only cable channel I ever watched.
And hockey.
Oh yeah, and
Ed
sport. Are they on Sportsnet West?
That's
I'm
oddly
gonna guess no.
That's oddly specific.
They're probably
Let me
on
check.
Sportsnet 1.
Let's fact,
360.
Oh, 360, the channel I don't get.
let's fact check this.
Um,
But yeah, it's a cool game once you get the hang and groove of the communication.
can't play a lot of it, though.
Oh, it's not a very good like long-term game.
No, but it was fun. We had some
Party
fun.
game.
Honestly,
and that's
if-
what we said. It'd be better if you had 6 people you actually knew
Yeah, that's a big thing.
playing, as opposed to complete strangers
Or like half of a group of us.
or half a group of people. It's on all. What's all?
I've never heard of.
We're
all.
from Canada's got. We've got the CBC and CTV.
Do we still have ITV?
No, that turned into global.
Okay, we have global.
City.
City TV,
Maybe.
ABC,
Oh,
NBC. We can steal from the
Maybe
states.
it's on all channels. That's
Whoa, that's creepy. That's very ghost-like.
Yes, it's all of it. That's would be a ghost thing to be.
Either way, Deceit was good, and on
was-
to you, and I'm done.
PUBG. We also PUBG'd
Oh,
a
yes, we
little
did
bit.
PUBG.
We PUBG'd a little bit. I think we had a couple good rounds last night. You had the best glitch of all time because it was just us shooting you. So his game had a disconnection issue, and the point of PUBG when you're playing as a team is that wow, they're really specific.
I am 30.
Yes,
Except him.
thanks. So we played a little bit of PUBG, and the point of PUBG is that if you're in a squad, you can see the name above everyone's team. That way you don't, shoot yourself.
Yeah.
Well, he had an interesting glitch where his name didn't show up above his character's head,
It showed up in the middle of the ocean.
and so when we were squatting up, he would walk downstairs. I look up.
Didn't
I would
see a
see
random person.
Yeah, if you see a random person with no name on top of them, it's like, oh, it's obviously the other 98
you just
people.
standing there.
Well, okay, so again, third person, first person shooter game reflexes is don't see teammate name, shoot. Even though I was not clearly wearing pants, which meant I was on their team.
Yes, that's
That's the indicator.
yes.
Yeah, that is our indicator. We start every game
I
without
know.
pants.
I might have started that.
You did.
I might have started
You
that.
ran around without pants, and we were just like, well, we'll follow Tony's lead. Who needs pants?
And then we found out that you can't. You need to have your utility belt at the start of the game.
Yeah, we found that out yesterday too,
Yeah, that was
because you
real
dropped
fun.
all of your stuff. to
Well,
run
I thought it
around.
would be fun.
Yeah.
It was fun. For
We
about-
actually made it pretty far in that round, considering we.
Yeah, I think I dropped like a rock though. I think I took like 2 hits
Yeah,
because I had no body armor.
Yeah,
nothing.
you did nobody. Oh yeah, and you went off on your own. You
Well,
left.
I was
you
a-
left the group.
I was adventuring.
You left the group.
I was redoing a little recon,
Horror movie cliche numero uno. You left.
and
the
I had no
group.
clothes on.
Did you
And
say
you-
you'll be right back?
Probably.
I don't even. Think I don't remember.
Guys,
saying-
I'm just gonna check out these houses.
I don't think.
BRB.
I think I'll be fine. I got.
Oh, he's dead.
I got a pistol. I got a pistol.
Brian and I are screwing around on a plane. There's a crash plane with a wing.
as-
Brian's like, "How'd you get up there?" And I'm like, "Follow me."
As you do in PUBG,
Yeah.
you have the serious people,
And then Brian and I. Tony's like in between.
I don't know. I think I'm all right, but I don't think I'm actually that good. I think you're tall.
Tall.
Yes.
That's
6 feet,
Sure.
Sure.
Sure. Let's go
I
with
don't
that.
know.
about. I don't know.
Yes. Tall.
Let's go with that.
Taller than Nick.
Taller than all of us.
Yes.
Actually.
That is the good way of doing it.
And so, as far as TV shows go, I've just really been focusing on Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I just really need to finish that show because that is getting ridiculously good.
I've never seen any Full Metal Alchemist stuff. Always meant to
Right.
get
Yeah,
around to it.
same.
It just hasn't happened.
And you know what? If you're gonna pull that trigger, watch Brotherhood. Don't worry about the 2003 anime. And I've told this to you,
Okay.
Chris. Watch the Brotherhood.
Is
one.
that a new one?
Okay, so what happened was the 2003 one was them trying to do the show while the manga was, in
Is
production.
this like a Helsing versus Helsing Ultimate thing?
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of, where they tried to do side by side, but the anime caught up faster than the manga was doing its own thing.
Yeah.
And so they made their own ending, their own stuff for that anime. Once the manga was completed, they went back to the same production company and said, hey, we've got everything done now. Would you like to restart this anime? They said, hell yes. And so that's where Brotherhood is. It is a very one-to-one representation of what that show should have been.
Okay.
Not to say the 2003 anime was bad, but Brotherhood's much better.
Okay.
It's a more complete show.
Is it better even taking the manga out of it? Like if you
No,
were
it's-
to ignore the manga completely and just be like
You could watch it.
2003
It's-
versus Brotherhood, is Brotherhood still the better show?
It is.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, because the Brotherhood is, other than one or two story pieces, it is a one-to-one representation of what the manga and the artist and the story people wanted from that show. They just couldn't do it in 2003 because the manga wasn't done yet. And so there's a lot more character interactions, a lot more character development between like all the side characters, making them a lot bigger and a lot more like that's why these characters are in the show in the first place, not just as a side character. And all this leading up to the Full Metal Alchemist movie, because that's coming out on February 18th or 19th on Netflix.
Okay.
Which is the live actions movie from Japan. I'm kind of looking forward to it because the early reviews seem to be very, very positive about it. So looking forward to that. As far as video games go, it's just been PUBG with you guys. Plop, 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 plop. We had some Pokemon trading card game pre-releases happening. We have a new set coming out at the beginning of February for Ultra Prism, which is in line with the Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon set game that came out last year. So there's some. We're looking forward to some big cards from this set. Garchomp's pretty cool. I don't know if you guys know what Garchomp is.
No.
Okay. Lucario's pretty big. Empoleon's pretty big. A lot of big Pokemon coming out.
Empoleon.
Oh,
Piplup.
Big penguin, metal penguin.
Yeah, metal penguin. He's got like a crown on his head.
An emperor crown.
Empoleon.
Sure.
But yeah, Ultra Prism, that's sort of been my focus this last couple weeks, just because as a judge, I have to know a lot about that stuff.
Camera's being funny.
Yes,
I'll fix it after.
We're glitching out.
We're glitching a little. I don't want to mess with it too much.
So
oh my!
Been getting not to know what the new set is all about. For what is
Ross's.
I can yes.
I agree.
Sure, he's not bad. He's not bad.
Not bad.
Were I not engaged or gay?
All right, that's kind of got off topic.
I'd still do you.
Thanks.
Yes, so that's sort of been my week. I do. Yeah. I'm done.
What's even happening
My week
now?
was simple. It's Full Metal Alchemist and Pokemon. Like
With a little bit of PUBG.
a little bit of PUBG, last minute deceit game.
Good old deceit.
Hey, it popped up on my suggested list. I'm like, it's free.
We're watching also The Escapist 2 as
yeah.
a game to go on sale, so you can actually play and try and escape a prison as a group.
That's been in development for a long time.
It's out, like it's an actual game.
Oh, it's
The Escapist 1 and The Escapist 2. Like there's two of them, but the second one actually has online multiplayer.
So
you can try and prison break.
So look for it. So I should put it on my Steam wish list.
Oh dear.
I'm gonna have to go with neither.
Sorry.
We don't exist, so no.
We're technically at my place right now, so...
There you go.
Oh, victory is mine!
Anyways, gentlemen.
You go ahead.
All right, so it's been about 6 months, Ross.
Yes, I think that 6 months ago I may have just started back up on MechWarrior Online. Probably played that for like 4 sessions and then not again.
I honestly think I just uninstalled that game finally.
Really?
Yeah.
You should reinstall it and play anyhow.
MechWarrior is one of those games, I love it.
Yeah.
I just can never get into it.
Yeah, that's fair. But I started that up, and I think this happened back in May, but if I was aware of it back in May, I have completely forgotten about it.
No.
And...
No, the answer is no.
I've completely forgotten about it, but the skill system has been completely changed as of May. It used to be in like a 3-tier system where all the mechs were exactly the same.
Most. We're not saying who's what now.
Pancake.
Pancake, clearly still single because she's a puppy.
Come on.
We don't know about.
When you're at
You
work,
are never going outside again.
when you're at work, I'm with the neighbors.
In her crate?
Yes.
Either way.
But
MechWarrior.
In old MechWarrior Online, it used to be there were 3 tiers in the skill system, and you actually had to level up 3 different chassis in the same mech. to get to your master tier, and if you only wanted to hang on to one of them, you still had to buy 3, level them all up so that you could master the one you actually cared about, sell the others off, away you go. Which kind of sucks in a game where you only have 4 available mech bays until you have to start paying for them or getting them through various contests and stuff. But now, the way they've changed the system, you don't actually need to have 3 mechs of the same type to level it up. You can just level up 1.
Yep.
And it's a skill node system now. So instead of your tiers where it's just, you get these skills, you get these skills, you get that skill, you're done. There's like 240 nodes or something like that in a few different trees. So there's like a firepower tree, mobility, survival, stuff like that. And you have to like work your way down the tree. You can't have a node selected that you haven't like worked your way towards, but it makes it so that there's more like specific utility within
I was gonna
each
say
mech.
flexibility.
Yeah, it's more
right.
flexible how you can build your mech, but you can't just build it towards everything. You only have 91 nodes you can actually have active on your mech.
I'm looking it up. This game still.
So you have to pick and choose how you want your mech to play, and it's really cool. I don't actually I don't really know the difference between playing with an unskilled mech versus a completely skilled mech, because I had leveled up a whole bunch, and the way that they changed it when they brought in the new system is there was like a skill ledger, and it was just like you get all of this stuff to represent all of the leveling you've currently done. So I just went in and completely leveled like every mech that I have. So
what's the currency then, like in terms of leveling? How does that?
Oh, it's so confusing.
It seems
There's
like it
so
can be,
much.
It seems like you get a lot of it to level up.
I
Play for free online. Double XP event.
Yes, there is a double XP event right now.
January 25th to the 30th.
There's a few different types of currency. There's experience. Every match you earn experience for the particular mech that you were piloting, as well as a percentage of general experience that could be used across any mech.
Oh, so it's confusing, like when Call of Duty first started its experience.
Hold on. There's more.
I was going to say,
There's more.
It seems really advanced.
And then you also earn C-bills,
Like
which
a mech
is
warrior.
the in-game
Currency.
dollars. Your C-bills...
C-bills.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
It's what it's called in BattleTech. Your C-bills can be used to purchase new mechs, new omnipods if they're clan mechs, new equipment and weaponry and stuff. But you also have to use a combination of C-bills and experience to purchase skill points, which you use to fill out your skill tree, and it's so confusing.
Okay, at the end of the day, is this a pay-to-win game? Can you pay for currencies? 'Cause it's obviously a free-to-play game.
It is a free-to-play game,
It's a
and
free-to-play
I know
game.
that there's
Where's the money?
There's always a lot of like back and forth about, oh, it's free to play, but it's pay to win. I personally like how it does it, where hero mechs are available for MechWarrior credits only, which is essentially if you want to buy things using MechWarrior credits, you have to pay dollars for those credits. So the MechWarrior credits is essentially the in-game version of what you've spent actual money for.
okay.
So
that can be used to just buy
throw
mechs.
money at it.
So it's like, here's $20, so I have enough.
I was going
to
to ask
buy,
what the average
buy a
cost
mech or
of
something.
something.
I don't know. So you can buy a mech. That's one thing. Additional mech bays can only be purchased with MechWarrior credits. So
is there like a founders pack or anything like that where it's like
there's like a bunch.
wow,
And-
you really looked into this.
So many founders packs, and
Yeah.
you can essentially pay money to get mechs sooner than you would otherwise. So
Yeah.
when a new mech type comes out, You can pay into the pack so that you buy the mech right off the hop, right when it gets released.
Yeah.
Or you can just wait for like 6 months or something like that. And then you can buy it with the in-game currency.
I was gonna say you can just grind it out right
The other thing is cosmetic stuff. You typically have to pay for. You want to use specific camos. You want to use specific colors. You gotta use MechWarrior credits for that. So you pay for your cosmetics. You pay to get things sooner. And there's hero mechs that give you like C-bill boosts and experience boosts, so you earn more per match. You have to pay for those.
Yeah.
But outside of being like a unique loadout, unique hard points, that kind of thing, you don't have to buy any of that stuff. Really, as far as the pay to win goes, the biggest thing is mech bays, and
which can hold more.
You can get more.
Yeah, and there's contests throughout the year that give you mech bays and give you MechWarrior credits. Like just for
This is probably a nice seasonal event.
post Christmas, there was one where if you played one match and got like a minimum match score of 100 or 150, which is pretty easy to do if your team wins and you actually do some stuff to help it win.
Stocking stuffers event.
Exactly, the Stocking Stuffers event. In March,
That's Googled.
In March, I will get 2 free mechs. Each of them comes with a free mech bay.
Oh, nice.
I also got like 1,250 MechWarrior credits for free and a bunch of other stuff. And that 1,200 MechWarrior credits is enough to buy me 3 mech bays at regular price. Or 4 mech bays at regular price.
And I think the other part of MechWarrior that keeps it from being too pay to win is it's not like you can equip a mech with every weapon you have ever bought in life.
No.
Yeah.
Like
And
they
just,
have
like,
weight. They have weight.
There's not
they
a
have
press
this, they have
button to
that.
win game because you fired all your missiles at them at once.
Right. So that's kind of, I think, how it stops it from... You can pay for that stuff to get it quicker if you want a specific gun, but that gun might not win. Like, it's not like that's going to win you the entire...
No.
It's not like you can attach a bunch of nukes to you and be like, okay,
Yeah.
these are all my weapons and you're all dead now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one guy with the one pistol gun.
Yeah.
One pistol
The
armor.
one guy starting out might be a little... But even when I started that game, they give you a mech with stuff.
Yeah.
As
You,
long- and
you
if
get
you're-
like 4 trial mechs
Yeah.
that you can
And
play
not-
for while you build up
And
your...
I'm assuming like a lot of it is still skill based too. Like
You know what? Teamwork.
I was going to say...
It is
it's-
it is a very slow game. So
as a MechWarrior game should be
compared to Call of Duty, where you get one person on your team who is ridiculously good and can just run around the map and win the game for you.
Kevin, when we play PUBG.
Oh yes.
You cannot do
There's
that
no
with
Kevin.
you
We
cannot
don't-
do
there's no
that with
Kevin.
MechWarrior. If you play MechWarrior and you have like an entire team of amazing individual players with absolutely no teamwork and they just can't work together as a unit, and you get an opposing team of good players with all equipment that has not been paid for using real currency, but their teamwork is really good and their strategies are really good, that team's gonna win almost every time.
Yeah, you don't want me playing this game.
Yeah.
You've seen my
strategy.
strategy to how I play.
Shoot.
Yeah, well, not even that.
Shoot everything.
Tony's like, watch out, they're in that house. Okay. Everybody's like, calm yourself into that. Nope.
Although,
Yeah, that can get you into trouble.
Yeah, usually does.
we almost got that guy last night. You almost got that guy that almost stuck him on us. We almost got him. He got
Brian
us.
avenged you with that. Or
not
revengeful.
that.
I know.
Yeah.
Brian avenged us
Yes,
at one point.
yes, he did.
With a grenade.
Sure.
Oh,
I
that's
did get 2 new mechs recently,
Sweet.
just
Yes.
over the holidays. I got a Mad Dog, which is also known as a Vulture,
Yep.
in the Inner Sphere, and I turned that into a missile boat, and I love
Sweet.
it. And I got a Mad Cat Mark II, which has a very vulnerable center torso, and it is difficult to pilot without dying because I kind of am not the best. But I'll tell you what,
Are you having
I'll slam
fun?
you in the face with some Gauss rifles before I die.
Then that's what counts, really.
It really is, and that's really what I built that mech for.
I miss the online multiplayer games with the like Call of Duty, which had that perk where you dropped a grenade when you died. That was great.
I still do.
Do they still play?
think
Does
they
still
do.
Call of Duty still do that?
I don't know. I haven't played the new one yet. I have it. But I haven't
Yeah,
played
remember
it.
that? If someone,
remember
I remember it.
Yeah.
I picked the sprinting perk and just went with it.
Well, no, because
It's called like martyrdom or something.
yeah, something like
Yeah.
that. Where like if someone killed you with a melee, they had to run out of there, or else the grenade would
Well,
get
you
them
don't.
back.
Yeah, it was for everything.
sprint. I sprinted.
That's when you don't have the friendly fire on. So if you're surrounded by your allies, you
GG.
turn that perk off.
GG. Anyways,
Cool. So yeah, MechWarrior.
Apart from that, I'm almost done season 2 of Stranger Things because I'm super up on the times. Just watched.
don't worry.
just
This guy,
finished
this guy
last
just
week.
this guy just finished last
I forgot the
Or-
season 2 for you.
I just,
Yes.
Oh, good.
I just
week.
watched
Oh, good. Oh,
the
good.
8th episode this morning. Yep.
Which one was that one?
Shit's about to get real.
Which one was that one?
Has
Define
has
us.
I
everyone
watched
seen
all.
it?
I've
Yes.
watched all of it.
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyone who doesn't want to
hold
know
on.
about what happens in Stranger
Do you have a
Things,
spoiler button?
did it come up? Spoilers?
Yeah.
Spoilers?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I have hit just the point where 11 shows up, and everyone's like, "What?"
Oh, you're gonna here to save the day.
Yeah. Everyone
Also,
knew it
where
was
the
gonna
heck were
happen.
you?
Everyone knew it was gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
That's where I am. End spoilers.
I love
think.
Bob, by the way.
Bob.
Sean Astin was such a
I loved Bob
great
too.
addition to
He
that
did
show.
he did his job in that show. Like,
I
that
also
role.
so you finished. I watched last week's
Yes, I
stuff,
finished.
but Steve, just as a character, if
Yeah.
we're going to talk about Stranger Things, I still love just his whole going from douchebag that was pretty much supposed
Yeah.
to get killed off in the first season to
babysitter.
it's not even that. He's at the point now. The meme online is like Steve, best mom of the year award. Like,
I'll take care of the kids.
and
for
then
you.
if you saw them show up at, it wasn't the Screen Actors Guild Award, but one of the other ones,
Yeah.
the guy who plays Dustin, he's got like the Steve haircut when he shows up to the award show.
classy,
And you're just like, perfect.
he knows. He knows.
He knows.
You know what? Have you?
No,
haven't
it's
taken
still
okay,
on there.
Okay.
That screen's what's on the TV
You know,
or the internet.
like pretty much everyone, I assume.
Yep.
I hated Steve.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
first shows
Yeah.
up in the first season,
Douchey.
and then you like see his progression,
Yeah.
and it's like
The
I
character
like this,
development.
and it doesn't even feel forced. It's like,
Nope.
dude's been through some shit,
Yeah.
and he's kind of reflected
If
on
you watch the
that.
Behind Stranger Things special that Netflix has, even the guys who write the show, that's how they felt, because they're like, he's such a a good guy, and like, he comes on set, and you're just like, we love him so much, and so for the season 2, they had to add the Red Power Ranger in to spice things up again, because they needed that teen villain.
Yeah.
So it's like we needed to add him in just to kind of, because we that was supposed to be Steve
I did not know that he was the Red Power Ranger.
in the new
Yep.
Power. Yep,
Okay.
that's what threw me off the most. He showed up, and I'm like,
He's a wiener.
Jace. Yeah, he's a big wiener. He does a good job of being a wiener, though. Like
He does a good job of being a wiener, and because of the episode I just watched,
Yep.
I also saw him like get
yes.
punched in the face by his dad, and it's like,
Yup.
I like that they made him a wiener that's just not a wiener for no reason.
Yep.
Like he's got an
The
abusive
Duffer
father.
brothers, I think in their mind have all of that, even if it's spur of the moment thinking, like, hey, Steve's not going to be a douchebag forever, we're going to give him this rising arc. I think in the back of their mind, they're like, okay, this has to happen so that this
Yeah.
guy acts this way. Like, there's a
Probably.
reason that
Oh, yeah.
everybody
Yep.
is how they are, and it's like, you don't see that anymore. And I mean, that's why the first season I thought was so good, because you get Hopper, and you're like, oh, good, bumbling sheriff. Not bumbling.
No.
But he's
He's also
this way because something happened to his daughter. Like,
Yeah.
you're going through all that stuff, and you're like, oh, so he's not useless. He's actually really good at his job. And
Yeah.
I also really love Paul Reiser in season 2.
I do
Yeah, as
too.
a doctor, yeah.
Good-
Again, I
good
was
cast
I was
choice.
I was
At first,
expecting
no.
to hate him.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they did.
And-
He did really well.
They're
again,
just
not to-
really
not
good
to
at
spoil
making
more.
rounded characters.
They do.
They
So
make
that's
me
what
want
I
to hate
mean.
him, and then afterwards, like, wait, no.
Well, but even if you hate them, you're not sitting there going like, oh, like, you're going like, man, what a good villain you have created, or what a good,
Antagonist, even.
Yeah.
He's solid. And then at the end of it all, it's like he
Hey!
kind of makes.
Hey,
It,
he's not done yet.
yeah, that's true. That's
Got
true.
another episode to go, man.
But he's
Yeah. Whoa.
isn't that episode?
Whoa.
Isn't that?
No,
I don't know.
No,
I don't
just
know.
stop talking.
I can't remember.
Whoa.
which-
Stop. No.
Do we need to have it spoilers within spoilers?
Spoilers.
spoilers within the spoilers.
Either way, yeah, I'm excited for seasons 3 and 4.
Wait until 2019.
4 as well, eh?
Yeah, they signed up for
Okay.
4.
And that will be the final one.
Everybody was all like, "There's a release date for season 3," and the internet was like, "See, we're getting season 3," and everyone's like,
We
we're
know
getting,
that.
we're getting
Spoilers, guys.
2. Netflix gave them the go-ahead to start pondering 2 seasons.
But I don't think that's going to be done or starting until 2019.
But they've said the next...
Which is fine,
They've said season 3 they're going to give Will a break. Will's not going to go through anything like super traumatic this time around.
Good.
See, and I felt he was the most disjointed character for me in season 2 just because he wasn't in season 1.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, Will, I really don't care about you that much.
But you know what? I kind of like that because his character is very much an outsider.
Mm-hmm.
He's the only one really going through what he's going through.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
because you don't get to see much of him in season 1,
Yep.
it helps to like nail that point across in season 2. Like, he still feels like an outsider. He's this kid that
Didn't go through
everyone
it.
else knows, and we're just like, what's going
You're
on?
the
with
dead.
Will?
You're the dead kid.
I don't know you.
You're the zombie kid.
Zombie kid. Yeah, no, like, and that's I also like I said when we first started talking about Stranger Things on this show, it was I like how they mix up the groups in season 2 because obviously certain adults know about stuff, certain some kids know about stuff. So this time it's like something starts going down. They're like, should we call Hopper? Like, is this a Hopper type emergency that we should call?
There's a sense of continuity. To all
Or
the
something
characters.
happens and like. Dustin goes to, Steve shows up and he's like, nope, now is not the time for this. You have to come with me. We have something to deal with. And it's not like he's like, oh, I can't ask Steve for help. He's like, no, if I tell Steve that something's going down,
He knows what I'm
Steve
talking
will help.
about.
And all of a sudden it's the Steve and Dustin show and you're like, yeah.
I like the Steven
I
Dustin
know.
show.
It's a good interaction between the two.
Well, and 11 going off on her own and even seeing 11
that was
with
enough.
Hopper
That was a good.
nice.
That was a good break for those.
But
two
just
characters.
changing all the dynamics of who gets to hang out with who and who's helping who, and Winona Ryder doesn't have to go as insane this time, although she still ends up with crap all over her walls.
Yeah. It's more.
That's just a seasonal thing.
Well, what's
She'll
the
get
next
stuff on
one?
her wall.
That's what for her. It's outside of the house now.
Sean Astin gets the X marks the spot type, like, Goonies references and that kind of stuff.
That makes sense.
Good times.
Radio Shack. The fact that they can build Radio Shack into a show, and I'm like, yeah, Radio Shack.
What's a Radio Shack?
The Source. We've
Oh, okay.
renamed it The Source.
Oh, gotcha.
Cool. Stranger Things.
It's a good
Dig
show.
it. Look, straight spoilers off.
Yeah.
Look, I have an Oilers button and a Pokemon button, too.
We haven't been talking about
Sweet.
it for a reason.
I can't talk about them. Or
No.
news.
Well, no, you got to watch like the first 30 seconds.
Okay, so let's tell me
Alright.
what happened last night's game or the Calgary game. You
I-
guys were kind of going at it.
I was watching the game. We started losing,
Yeah.
so I stopped watching the game and started complaining to you guys on the
Okay.
WhatsApp.
Okay.
Then we started winning.
Okay.
But
'Cause
then Brian and I watched again, and we started losing. So we figured out that I at least cannot watch the game.
Or Brian.
Okay, and then so what is it like? We got
I can watch it.
We
I'm
scored,
fine.
but then they took the goal back.
Yeah.
What happened?
Goalie interference.
They
Okay.
say, oh, that's just a.
Oh, and that's a big one right now.
I know it's. Well, are we talking Oilers? I guess.
I don't know.
I guess we
I was
are.
just asking.
It
I was
happened.
because you guys were kind of going crazy about it.
Well, no,
the
what
internet
I-
was kind of going crazy
What
about
I
it.
love
but
in the because it went to shootout,
yeah,
Yes.
and in the shootout, McDavid scored,
sure.
and as a point to the ref, once he scored, he went, "Go
Yeah.
chuck that upstairs."
And they gave him 10-minute
Yeah, they
game
gave him a
misconduct.
misconduct. They gave him a
Oh.
misconduct for it, which at that point it doesn't matter. It's just recorded that he abused
He
it.
gets a 10-minute penalty for being a dick.
Which was
in a shootout.
it was great.
It was, because, I mean, people are complaining that they interfered with our goalie, got a goal, and then...
Well, no,
we-
they're talking back to the Anaheim.
I
series
know,
where
like,
they're-
it's... I mean, it's the NHL. Reffing's inconsistent. The game's gotten faster. Things move. You got to roll with it and just go.
But
I
just
mean,
the fact that he after that he
Yeah.
scored a shootout goal, just
I
go
know.
check.
That
And
made its
was
way
the
around
big-
the internet.
And that was the
That's
big
good.
thing where like that's what the ref gave him the penalty for.
Either
that.
way, mathematically, the Oilers still have a chance of making the playoffs. and
Mathematically,
that's all
still
I'm gonna
out
say.
of it.
Yeah,
But
that's
But
all-
we've beat
that's all-
Calgary
good.
every single game.
That's
we've
all I
played.
care about at this point this season.
That's actually pretty good. That's actually pretty good.
all
We've
like
beaten
it.
them last 7 times.
And then we beat the Las Vegas Knights, Golden Knights.
Yep.
The best team in the league.
Twice.
And yet Boston, the
Didn't we-
second worst, or not Boston, sorry.
Didn't we lose?
Buffalo Sabres, the second worst team in the league.
Didn't we get like wrecked by them?
Yeah, 5-0.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Either
Sports.
way,
Sports.
I hope you enjoyed that
Were you
Oilers
done, Ross?
moment. So yes,
Yes.
Stranger Things season 2.
Good.
I don't know what else have I been doing.
I don't-
Not a lot.
Started
watching Veep. That's all right.
Oh, I've heard that got a lot of awards at the SAG Awards, the Screen Actors Guild thing.
Danielle
Is it
and I
alright?
have watched like 2 episodes, so we're just starting, and I'm sure that the show's like
It'll
kind
pick
of
up.
rolling into it, but we're kind of out of a half-hour show to watch right now. We
Yeah.
tried Ballers for one episode and just not our thing.
Oh.
We did it.
Yep.
We didn't find it funny, and then like Veep within the first couple minutes, it had us laughing, not like laugh out loud, rolling on the floor. Oh, this show's amazing! But
But
at least
like
like
a nice half hour or something.
you
to
know
watch.
what? When you've only got half an hour to watch a show
Yep.
and you got nothing else to watch, that's a good one to.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yeah. So.
Cool.
She won. She actually won at the Screen Actors Guild Award for Best Actress in a Comedy
Yeah, I
Series.
saw something about that.
Whew, that was quite the award show to watch. So I watched it because Kristen Bell was hosting. Because I don't normally like the award shows at this point. You're like, oof. Kristen Bell only showed up 3 times.
Really?
As the host?
Yeah, they barely put her on
Okay.
because they're trying to get the show moving.
Yeah.
And you're like, okay. And I get what Hollywood's going through right now, but like I said, because the next day I was talking to my wife and I'm going like, 90% of the presenters were all female, and every time they got up there, one of them had to say something about what's going on in Hollywood right now.
God.
And it's just like,
Yep.
this is getting pretty
Topical.
pretty topical on an awards show thing. Morgan Freeman got a Lifetime Achievement Award of some
Good for
kind.
him. That makes
This
sense.
Is Us won a bunch of awards. Stranger Things got nominated.
Not
So
surprising.
11 got nominated, and The Hopper got nominated as actor.
David's pretty cool. He's a pretty cool guy.
You mean Hellboy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you see
I
that?
want to know if that's like prosthetics or something, or if he just got jacked for Hellboy.
I don't know.
Maybe-
Because it's tough. In Stranger Things, it's hard to tell. He's in the frumpy, like, you know.
Well, and
He's clothed.
and
all
in
the time.
Stranger Things season 1,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know
Or-
that he is not jacked.
Yeah.
However, like Stranger Things season 2, they could put some padding in
Yeah.
there. You don't really.
That's what I
know.
mean.
Yeah.
Like, you can kind of disguise it, because, yeah, that Hellboy is still.
Holy cow!
But he's not like super ripped. It's just he's
No,
built.
the
just built.
Hellboy picture,
It's
he's super ripped.
Yeah.
He's got like Momoa pecs going on.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, it's not like he's like because Hellboy doesn't really have the well-defined abs, but yeah, like and I'm sure some of it's padding.
Probably.
You think so?
And probably some of it.
Most of the
I have
most
to
of
see
the
that picture.
superhero
I haven't
stuff
seen it in
is-
a long time.
Most of the we didn't talk about it on the news, but they did release there's
Cap-
some still shots
Captain
of
Marvel?
Captain Marvel.
I'm okay with that costume
Otherwise,
color. All internet haters.
All right. I like this.
Oh, you haven't
Captain Marvel.
So you're
costume.
done. You're-
he's fact checking now.
for
Yep,
himself.
that's
For himself.
Hey, Chris, what you up to?
What are you up to?
What am I up to?
What up? What up? Oh,
Skies. What's up?
sweet. All right, done.
And that was the post.
No.
What up?
Just continuing Wolfenstein.
Yay!
I'm on the bridge now.
I still don't remember that sequence.
Okay. I thought you throwing
Dude,
it out there.
I watched all the videos. Doesn't mean I played it.
No, but you would see a scene with a bridge and a train, and boom.
Keep talking. Is that boom?
It was a boom.
I remember that.
Got a
scene.
train hanging down.
The only
Are we
train.
talking about that one?
Mm-hmm.
That no, doesn't ring a bell.
No.
Okay,
No.
still working on that, doing that stuff. Started Bates Motel.
Mm.
I heard that's really good.
The
thriller.
Psycho prequel.
The thriller.
Yes.
The
It's
thriller.
interesting. I did not expect
That.
that to be happening and that all this stuff to be happening in this small town. I never watched the original Psycho stuff,
Oh, okay.
so I
That
don't
probably-
really know what's going on. But
Oh,
I would really
That
not
kinda
expect
throws you for a
all
loop,
this stuff to be happening in this town.
there's a town.
There's a town because they have a motel or whatever. They just bought a motel right outside the city, I guess.
Right, because that's all you ever see in Psycho.
Yeah, and so it's right outside the town. And apparently the law enforcement even knows that, well, when someone dies, there's going to be retribution somewhere. And then it's like, okay, so there's burning bodies, which is really throwing me off a bit.
How many seasons is Bates Motel, anyways?
There's 5, but there's only 4 on Netflix. And they're not long seasons. There's 10
Oh, so
episodes
it's
per
a
season.
Half season episode. Half
Yeah,
season show.
about.
That's not too bad.
So
I'm okay with that.
It won't
if it's
take
a good
long
show.
to. It won't take long
I
to get
prefer
through.
it if it's a good show.
Yeah.
It's a lot more condensed.
There is some creep factor, I guess.
It's a thriller. It's a thriller type of show, isn't it? So
Kind of.
It's Bates Motel.
yeah, it's like
And I mean,
What's her name ends up there and gets stabbed in a shower.
Eventually.
I'm assuming that's the series finale.
but that's season 5. They don't have that on Netflix so far. There's definitely a few moments of creepiness between mom and son.
That's okay. Incest is all the rage in TV these days.
Just how loose they are
in
around each
retrospect, in
other.
comparison to everything else.
So mom's alive?
Yes.
All right, cool, neat, awesome, cool.
But just like for a fact, just
If you've never seen Psycho, I don't really want to ruin.
I
I've
assume
never
mom
seen
is
Psycho.
dead and he just has the dead body hanging around. I believe that's what the gist of it is. Yeah, she's still there.
Yeah,
I've never.
that's
seen
why I'm like talking to mom. I'm like, oh, maybe they're doing.
She's
okay.
still alive.
Neat.
I mean, the first episode, he's carrying luggage in, and he sees mom half naked in the window, and he stops for half a second to stare. It's like, oh,
That
Okay.
makes sense.
okay. And then she's getting ready to go out, and she pulls off her top right in front of him. She still has a bra and that on, but and just how loose they are together, it's really kind of weird.
You're just like, okay.
I don't know. In the movie, is there a reference to a brother or a half brother?
No, he just talks about mother all the time.
Yeah, there's a half brother too. Apparently, they've expanded this family.
I'd be interested, like the Bates Motel, that whole shtick. I'd be interested in just because you know the final result, sort of thing. So I'd like to see how
you
they.
do.
I do sort
Well,
of. I watched the movie
Women
from
shower.
the 50s.
Neat.
But that's my thing. Like, I'd like to. It's kind of cool that they've done something where if you've seen Psycho, you kind of know how it all ends. So the journey there is kind of neat if they do it properly. Because again, I thought that when Star Wars came out, and again, Star Wars prequels have a decent story behind them.
You
was
just
not
have-
executed as well as we
you
could
just
have
have
hoped.
to completely redo the writing, especially anything to do with character interaction.
Any
and,
love triangle
like,
stuff, just
most
get
of
it
the
out of it.
cast.
That's what I mean. There's a good story. There's a good story.
So about 80% of that needs to just go.
There's a good story behind there. Keep Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
I'd even keep Natalie Portman. She's a good
Samuel-
actress.
Yeah.
She just
Samuel
had
Ja-
nothing to work with.
And that's what I
Samuel
feel like.
Jackson, keep him.
Yeah.
Keep
That's
the
what I feel like with a
Emperor,
lot
keep
of the
him.
people in that movie is you go, Hayden Christensen had a really tough time getting movies after that one. I'm not sure whose fault that really was.
I've seen him in other stuff. I'm gonna say it
Yeah.
was a combination.
Right. 'Cause and then, again, I've seen
It
him and I'm
wasn't.
like,
It wasn't his fault, but it wasn't.
yeah.
Like it
He did
wasn't.
make it better in any
It
way.
wasn't
Right.
not his fault, but it wasn't just his fault.
See, I still think Ewan McGregor's so good because he just gave into it. He's like, if we're going to go for corny, cheesy, junky lines, let's do it.
Yeah.
And then he studied Alec Guinness to the point where he had, like, the mannerisms down for
Yeah.
the small moments that Alec Guinness was in Star Wars. And you're just going, yep.
That works.
I need an Obi-Wan movie now.
Everyone needs
Everyone needs it.
Everyone is. So,
Either way,
someone who's seen the movie, though,
yes.
should I see the movie or should I just let this show?
I'd watch
ride
the
out?
show and then see the movie.
So this
I'd
show's
go
the prequel
opposite
to
way.
Psycho?
You might as well, yeah.
Okay.
It's Bates
It's,
before.
it's
what's
them in the
it?
process of just buying the hotel and getting it ready.
Kind of like Hannibal, I assume.
Yeah, like you're in that situation, you might as well
Gotcha.
follow
I
through
get
to
I
the
thought
end.
about I should probably try and find it.
Don't watch the Anne Hesh version of Psycho.
Is that
The
the
original-
newer
I
one?
It's the newer one. I
You
mean,
should
it's still
watch-
90s
watch
or
the
something.
original.
Watch the original. I mean, it's black and white and it's corny and it's cheesy, but
Of course.
as is like any Hitchcock movie from back then. You watch The Birds. I still remember The Birds. It was on TV and my mom's like, I had nightmares from this.
You know what?
You should
Horror
watch It
reboot
now.
I really didn't mind, and it's not it. I'm not talking about it. Carrie.
Yeah, good one.
That
Carrie-
one was pretty good.
All of them have been
I
fairly
haven't watched the new
well
one yet.
received. All of them have been fairly well.
I was gonna say if you actually, again, if you stick to Stephen King and you follow the source material, you're gonna end up with a fairly good flick.
More or less.
Yeah.
I've only actually read like one short story of his, and just based on that short story, I was like, dude's got something going on.
He's messed up, but he gets it on paper well enough that you're like,
The drugs are
So-
not affecting him too much.
It's not even that. It's he's got a warped mind up there, and I'm thankful that he writes it on paper instead of becoming a serial killer or something.
Well, I was thinking more along the lines of, like, if this is what this guy can do with a short story,
Yeah.
I can understand why he's such a popular writer. Like, I've only really, for the most part, seen the movies based on his stuff, which, of course, is someone else's interpretation of what they're going to do with it, so they're very hit and miss.
Yeah. But no, I've read The Girl Who Loves Tom Gordon was a good book, and it's a shorter one if you're looking for Stephen King. Girl Gets
I don't
Lost
have
in the
time right
Woods. It's a big mother trucker of a book. Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is a big book.
It is a big book.
Ah.
I've
Stopped.
paused.
I have to restart.
Yeah, I don't even know where I am. But yeah, Stephen King, good. Yeah, but there's a reason
He's a
that
good
his
writer.
movies are.
Mhm.
But yeah, Carrie was a good remake. But that's the thing is you kind of got to follow along with. Even the Psycho remake wasn't bad.
There were lots. I was looking up IMDb. There's a lot of remakes.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
Psycho 2, Psycho 3.
oh
like,
for sure. The one with Anne Hesh is just Psycho,
yeah.
and it was the remake
Was it
in
Vince
the
Vaughn
90s.
in that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. Like the original black and white is
The way to
Psycho.
go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because not much changes. Just gonna say, if you're gonna watch Psycho, and versus the '90s Psycho, it's the same flick. You might as well watch the original.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm
'Cause-
curious about that.
I'd
I don't know
follow
about
through and watch
this
it.
actor. I don't know. I haven't seen him in The Good Doctor. Or
I was gonna say The New House.
I haven't seen Good Doctor.
I don't
yet.
know. He feels awkward to me. Like just.
He's supposed to.
Yeah, but,
But,
no,
like,
but
not
like,
in a
it's,
good way?
it's like his voice, his reactions to things just.
All
seem
my coworkers
awkward.
like talking about the Good Doctor.
I don't know.
I've never seen an episode.
I'm hope I maybe I watch an interview with him just to see if that's really just
Him.
or not. Because just if it's
He's doing
not,
the Jesse
if it's
Eisenberg
fine.
thing.
If it's not, he's different. Then that's fine. That's you're going to the show. But
Yeah.
if that's just him, I don't know if I'm a big fan of him as an actor.
He's doing the Jesse Eisenberg thing where everybody's just Jesse Eisenberg. It's
I
not
guess.
actually a character. It's just that's him. Michael Cera, same thing.
Michael Cera being Michael Cera.
That was the best role he's ever done since Arrested Development.
Is
That was hilarious.
Perfect.
This is the end of Weird.
Yeah, love
It's
it.
a crazy, stupid experiment.
But the fact that Michael Cera shows up, I'm like, oh crap, and then he acts like that, and I'm like, I approve.
Guys, check it out.
I
I've
have
got a
never
post
liked
sticking out of
Michael
me.
Cera as much as I do right now.
Right, like, and again, I loved him in Arrested Development because I'm like, man, he's killing this character of awkward, da da da, and then you see his next movie, and his next movie, and his next
Superbad, I
movie.
liked him in.
How did you guys like Scott Pilgrim Saves the World?
I liked him in that.
Versus the World?
Oh, sorry, Versus the World. Sorry, yeah.
Meh.
I liked that movie on its merit of it being an Edgar Wright film.
I liked other people in that film. Again, Michael Cera just kills it for me because I'm like, all I see is the kid from Arrested Development and everything he does. Same with Jesse.
See, for
Eisenberg,
me,
the Facebook guy.
See, for me, I watched Arrested Development after I watched
That's
Scott
probably
Pilgrim.
why.
So for me, I go like, oh, he's a awkward actor. He's also an awkward actor in Arrested Development. Also, like 15.
Like Jason Bateman can do different stuff and has done different stuff. Portia de Rossi can do different stuff and has done different stuff. Like
Better off Ted.
all the other cast members can do other
Other
roles. Michael Cera is like
Not so much.
Michael
What about
Cera.
like what's her the grandmother's name in Archer? Is it
Oh yeah.
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 I thought Jason Bateman was hilarious in Smokin' Aces.
Mm-hmm. No, Jason. I love Jason Bateman. I have to watch his new show on Netflix, Ozark.
Oh yeah.
Never seen
It's
it.
supposed to be good.
I heard lots of things about that too.
He was up for a SAG award for that too.
Did Bright get nominated for anything?
No.
Oh, that's too bad.
No,
That's too bad. That's actually not a half bad movie.
no, it did not.
Then played some Mario and Rabbids. I beat the boss of World 2.
Which one? Which boss is that?
I think he's ahead of you now.
Fridge boss.
Yeah, you must be then.
I'm-
Yeah,
I
'cause
think I'm ahead of you.
World 2 is the ice world, right?
You get to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I haven't gotten there yet.
You get it moves from like desert to
Yeah.
a mountain.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a spoiler. It's a giant fridge.
Sweet.
Chill
a
out,
pain
chill
in
out,
the
chill out,
ass.
chill out,
Can't wait.
chill.
And in the process of that fight, you do unlock another character.
Spoilers.
Let's
Hold on.
play.
Spoilers.
It's not spoiler. I'm not telling which character you're
Okay,
unlocking.
good.
Okay, there's only two. Oh
It's
no,
Scorpion.
there's Peach left too that I can get. All right, never mind. Not as exciting. Scorpion would be amazing.
Wait, what is this game? I need to play this now.
Get over here!
All of a sudden, Ryu comes in as well. It's like
No, just Scorpion.
No, Ryu versus Scorpion. I watched that.
I need a Scorpion like amiibo.
I need to rewatch Street Fighter.
Wait, the
Van Damme movie.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
pretty great.
Would you like a bobblehead? He literally just sits there. He came in one of my boxes.
No, I'm good. Thank
All right.
you.
Bison Bucks.
Continuing my Marvel thing.
Yep.
It was
I'm
Thor
so-
this week.
I'm so behind on that.
Thor, good.
So-
Good.
Just got that out of the way yesterday.
You what? Sorry.
He's watching one Marvel movie per
week.
week till the.
Till the Marvel movie marathon
Till
thing.
Infinity War.
I gotcha.
This week was Thor.
Really? I
Nice.
thought it'd be farther ahead.
Thor. Nope.
I thought it would be like Avengers by now.
You know, looking
No.
back at Thor, that wasn't a bad. Like I liked the.
It had good moments.
I found Thor a little too like visually dark when they were in the dark sequences.
Yes,
it
when
felt
it was
really
dark, it was like super dark.
So watching it, because I remember watching the movie in 3D for the first time, and I was not having a good time because it just not only 3D back then was already dark.
Yes, then that was just one of the directorial choices, which is why Taiki
Waititi?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Thor
bless you.
3 is like the exact opposite. They're like, what can we do that's completely different from
Color.
what we've
Brighter.
done before?
Neon green,
Lights.
daylight.
It worked for Justice League.
It did.
Sure, I still haven't.
Well,
it's
when you
not-
make it brighter,
I know.
things are good.
I've been telling DC that for.
We've
years.
all been
Yeah.
suggesting. that.
And then watched Kingsman 2.
Nice.
How was it?
It's so good.
If you
It's
like
so
the
good.
first one, you're gonna like
It is
the
a,
second.
it's
one.
literally a direct sequel to Kingsman 1 in terms of like the same jokes, but
Yeah.
a little different. Same characters brought into a different.
Good
like,
action sequences.
Yeah,
the whole
the action
thing.
sequences were so good.
super cheesy
off
stuff.
off the top, yeah, cheese, like, girl with legs instead of the girl with the swords for legs or whatever. You got a guy
that
with
American-
a bionic arm or whatever now. Like
That
it's-
American branch is super funny.
Yeah.
I wish there was more Channing Tatum, but he's in there.
Spoilers, man.
He's in there. You
No,
know
he's in the
he's-
trailer.
he's
I know. I was going in expecting more, and now I know I'm going
he's
in
in there. He
expecting
does-
less Channing
He's not.
Tatum.
He's
He's
not
in
in
it.
it that much.
No, I'm saying that he's in there, but I wanted
more
more.
of Channing Tatum.
Oh, he's totally in there.
Oh,
Just-
I know he's
I just
going to
don't-
be in there.
I just wanted
I
more
saw
stuff.
him in the trailer. of
I,
course.
I do love it, and again, not really spoiling stuff, but the U.S. branch is based off of alcohol, the whole thing. The states
It makes sense.
Booze. It's great.
Okay.
Like it's just yeah.
Like I said, if you like the first one,
Yeah, the
you-
backstory
you'll
behind
like
the
second
Kingsman
one.
stuff, they could do exactly what John Wick is doing with the TV series and go into all the background stuff.
what?
What? There's a John Wick TV show coming out.
Yeah.
It's going to be based around the Continental.
When is this?
We have no
happening?
idea.
We don't. It's on
Keanu-
Stars.
Yeah, Keanu Reeves is attached in some way, shape, or form, probably producing or something like that. But
Me, Ross is
Researching.
Ross is like check out time.
This is not fact checking.
This is-
I have to pass this information.
all right.
Yes, I won't go into spoiler, but
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff
Kingsman
that
2,
happened in Kingsman
it's
2.
good.
Oh yeah,
the villain's good. I love her. She's amazing.
villains.
but-
That entire end sequence was
Do
really
you know
good.
who's all in that movie?
Kingsman 2?
There
are some guests.
I know
The-
Colin Firth is back. I saw him in the
Yeah.
trailer.
Okay.
Yep. As much
A
as
singer?
We'll just leave it at that. Well, there is a guest character. I wish.
A singer. Do you
Yes.
care?
Is it? No, I can't say it.
No. Well,
I don't care.
The movie.
You can spoil it.
I don't want to
Are you? I don't think.
No,
you,
you-
no, I don't.
Was it-
For the
was
sake
it
of
singer?
sake of
Yes.
surprise,
It
we're not gonna. I don't think we should say
was Elton John.
like straight up Elton John.
Yep.
Okay.
Elton
And
John being
Elton John.
himself.
I found that
I loved
these-
his parts.
Yeah.
His parts were good.
I didn't realize he actually came up with that Saturday Night's Alright for a fight
Yeah,
song.
that's
that was
him.
It was him originally.
I love Elton John.
Now, is the John Wick series.
Yes, sir.
I think the John Wick thing has eclipsed the Elton
He's
John.
not even listening to us.
No.
What about John Wick?
Is it a prequel series or is
They
it?
haven't said.
We're
Unsure.
not sure.
They said it's
Okay.
based around the Continental.
Yeah,
Unsure.
that's all they've said is it's going to be based around the hotel chain.
Unsure.
obviously. The,
More than one.
the organization.
I've
But yeah.
never seen John Wick.
But yeah, like I could
I'm
get
still
that
working-
kind of thing out of Kingsman.
What
Because
would they
it's
do next?
cheesy.
I could do anything.
Oh, and I love the cheese
Oh,
because it's the old school James Bond's, not the old school James Bond where it's like beat the crap out of everybody, but like the Jaws and like
Oh, yeah.
you know where you get Jaws.
Well, they have
showing
that.
up and
Yeah, they
Odd
have
Job,
that big.
Yeah.
Not big villain, I guess, but just.
And I love the subtle
weird
like
stuff.
jabs at the topical stuff at the end of the movie.
yeah,
It's
but
pretty
that's what
great.
I mean. Like it's if you liked Kingsman 1, Kingsman 2 is
It's the perfect sequel. Although I will say, going into the second one, I watched it with people who had never seen the first one,
well, that's
What?
and
unfortunate.
they
how
did
did-
not enjoy it.
Well, you gotta watch
Why
that
would
first
you
one.
ever go see a sequel with?
There was-
I never understand that.
There was a
man.
big talk about it with the colleagues. We all recommended everyone watch the first one. It was on Netflix. It was easy to find. We told them to watch it. They were like, yeah, okay. And then the day comes. Did you watch it? No. Well, like,
Yeah.
what?
We
Yeah.
told you that about Die Hard with Christmas, and you still haven't watched it.
Yeah, but the difference between that is that I haven't seen any of them. No, I didn't just watch going to Die Hard 2.
You gotta watch it around Christmas.
Yeah, you've now got to wait an entire year.
No,
to
I can
watch
just put it on my
that.
Blu-ray. I'm putting the disc in.
On that.
I have to agree. You can watch Die Hard any time of the
You
year.
can.
You can, but it has a.
There's more impact.
Yes.
Is,
There really
Yes.
I am told to believe that there is.
It's a Christmas movie.
You're not
I
holding on
was
to my
always
movies for a
worried.
year. Watch them.
I was always more of a Lethal Weapon fan myself.
Hmm?
I like them both. I prefer Lethal Weapon over Die Hard.
Do you like the Lethal Weapon television show? Have you
I
seen
don't
the
know.
Lethal
I
Weapon
have
television
not
show?
seen it.
It's on Netflix.
I have
It is. You're right.
way more shows than I have time to watch. I still have to watch 5 seasons of The West Wing.
Oh, so good.
I need to watch Westworld.
Yes, you do. It's the
I've
best.
heard it's super, super good.
You need to watch Game of
Westworld?
Thrones too.
Let's not.
my opinion of Westworld,
I've heard it's
and I
super.
said this to a bunch of people. In my opinion, it has the single best pilot episode of any series I've ever seen because
I don't know. Firefly was pretty good.
it's not about the episode itself. It's about what the episode gives you to introduce the show. It's one of very few pilot episodes where after watching that one episode, I had a very clear indication of whether or not I wanted to keep watching it. Most shows I find, you gotta watch like 2 to 4 episodes
Yep.
for it to
Sure.
really get the ball rolling. Westworld, watch the first episode. If you don't like it, don't bother with the rest. If you do like it, you're sold. Like,
I was kind of like that with Firefly and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. After I watched the pilot episode, I was like, yes, that's. Can it give me more?
mm-hmm.
Wait, there's only one season of Firefly? What the shit?
Firefly was an oddball because if you watch,
Also, Fox
if
messed
you
that up.
watch
if you watch the
Fox
first
messed it up.
episode
Fox messed it up.
televised,
Yes.
that's a different story than watching the first episode that
On
was
DVD.
actually the
Yeah,
first
Fox
episode.
Fox messed that up real bad.
Yeah, but that is like a 12-year-old conversation now, and we
Let's-
do not
let's
need
not-
to
let's
go
not
The
open
West
that-
Wing thing's funny because the guy who writes Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like Michael Schur, the guy who created it, is a giant West Wing fan. So he has people showing up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine that were from the West Wing, and that's the only reason that those people are those people, is because...
I did not I knew
Yeah.
that Jake's dad
Dad.
is
Yeah.
Buddy from the West Wing,
Oh,
whose
really?
name I can't remember right now.
Right. But that's why he gets those guest stars, is because he wants to try and
Okay.
like get as many West Wing people out there as possible.
But yeah, I gotta watch Westworld. I've heard
a
that.
lot
I've
of
heard that.
It's
I've heard
really
that.
good, and season 2 is coming out soon.
2019.
I've heard.
What?
I have
It
a
got
lot of
pushed
shows to
back?
watch.
I thought it was pushed back to 2019.
I thought the season was supposed to come out in February.
Oh, you just.
I don't know anything about
You
that
just
show.
angered him.
John Wick's coming out, Ross.
God, Ross.
John Wick.
There's a TV show.
Also, if you like The West Wing, Grace and Frankie, we've started watching the new season that's on Netflix, which is a great show. So Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda
Yeah.
are amazing.
Oh
And,
no, I heard 2016 not to expect it until 2018. That's probably what I was.
Stop
heard.
trying to recover from this.
You know what?
That's what I had heard.
It might be a combination thing with Game of Thrones, because Game of Thrones season 8 has been pushed back to
Yes.
2019.
Yes.
Yes.
But yeah, Grace and Frankie's great, and it's got the guy who played the president in I can't think of his name right now. Sheen, not Charlie.
Martin.
Yeah.
He's one of the characters in Grace and Frankie, and he plays
The president.
no, he plays
A husband.
Jane Fonda's ex-husband who is gay with, and I can't remember the other guy's name, but he's a pretty serious actor.
Law and
so-
Order.
He's one of the guys from Law and Order who played like a serious type cop.
Okay.
Cool J.
No, but
Ice
it's
Cube?
so it's the two of them, and both of like they've been friends for years and business partners,
Oh,
but
cool,
also
he's never
secretly
been
gay
Law and
lovers.
I don't know.
Okay.
So the whole
these
show is
TV
about them
shows.
leaving their
I watched
wives
3.
and how Grace and Frankie deal with it, which is Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda. But you do get parts with Martin Sheen and this other guy, and it's just absolutely hysterical because yes, they go quite gay with everything they do, and you're just like, Martin Sheen, I love you so much right now. Like, just the whatever you're doing is amazing. Like
I may
all the
have to
little
check
things
this
they
out.
do. And then yeah, it's just, and his
So
husband's
many shows.
the gayer one of the two of them, and you just don't see it from him because he was that like seriouser guy with the gallows humor on Law and Order, versus now he's just like, we should do like the floral pattern over here sort of thing, and da 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 da, and you're just going, oh god, like what is this show? And then the best part was the picture on Netflix for the longest time was a dildo.
Of course they
Okay.
would.
Sure.
It's Netflix.
Yep.
Westworld, as far as I can tell, is still slated to come out early 2018 for season 2.
Okay, sounds good.
What are you?
Yeah, because that's about
I
a
have to get the
2-year-old
guy's name
show
to
now,
tell you.
right?
Yeah.
Something like that. So
That's it for me, though.
That's your
Yeah.
cast.
I will have to watch that.
Yeah, and
I've
it's
heard.
it's like 8 or 10. That's him?
That's Sam Waters. That's the other guy. That's the other husband.
I never knew him in Law and Order, but I love him in the newsroom. Another Aaron Sorkin show.
Yeah, see, that's good old Aaron Sorkin. Yeah,
Cool.
good show. Either way,
Yeah.
cool.
Are we all good?
Cool.
Good.
Yeah, all good.
Cool.
Is it an Abed quote or a Jake Peralta quote?
Why not both?
Cool.
I think they need to have a cool off.
Well,
they'll
Abed
both-
would lose.
I don't know.
Cool.
It's
Jake
not,
would just keep going.
but it's not just the length. It's the how you do it. It's the execution.
Jake would win.
Jake would win.
I don't know.
There are not many people that can get that many cools off without actually screwing up.
I don't count Abed out yet. Just say it.
My money's on Andy Zattenberg.
Yeah. Good old Andy.
They need a cool off on YouTube.
He plays one of the ducks in DuckTales.
Yes, he does. Is that show still going? Hey.
Danny Pooty, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I watched like the first 5 episodes.
I watched the first episode and I was like, I'm sold, and then I never saw it again.
I watched the first 5 and they were good.
Yeah. Cool.
They were. It's
Either
a
way.
good show.
Thanks for watching the
Yes.
post-credit show, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys in about a week's time.
In exactly a week's
Exactly
time.
a week's time.
11 o'clock next week. Join us for the newscast.
Same time, same great taste, same great flavor.
It is a great taste.
Tastes like
Like
blueberries.
It smells like
gonna say
dog.
It sounds like a dog.
If you like what you saw here, go check us out on our website, www.barrelrollnews.com. You'll find links to all of our social sites,
You can follow us on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter.
things like that. YouTube,
You can find us on the Discord.
YouTube, Twitch.
YouTube has all of our back catalog of videos.
We have a lot of videos.
Go watch every single one of them.
A lot.
No, actually, do seriously.
Multiple
just put
times.
put a playlist on. Just go.
Oh, there's
press-
already playlists.
Yeah, hit the go on the playlist. We could use the view.
Let it run in the background.
Mute it,
Mute
go
the
to work,
speakers, Doesn't
go-
matter.
Then
Go to
make
work.
600 accounts and just start subscribing.
And then just go walk away, go to work.
No,
Go walk your dog.
954.
Hey man, we're at 47 subscribers now.
953.
We're gonna say numbers until you guys do it.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Join us next week. Bye.
Bye.